Hey everybody, it's Gabe, aka The Other Guy, and we're here for another episode of World Outside the Ring. So today, you might have heard over the weekend of the two tragic mass shootings. Um, I didn't even want to hear it. I didn't even want to know. I saw an alert on my phone for the first one, and it's El Paso. And I was like, in Walmart, and I don't even want to know. I don't want to know this shit anymore. This shit, just piles up and piles up. As an American, we have to, just keep dealing with this, keep hearing about this, and. So yeah, I didn't even want to know. I turned my phone off, and then I was actually on vacation, and the people I was staying with then later on then brought down their tablet, and they were playing the news, and then Dayton, Ohio, out of nowhere, what? So yeah, that's literally what happened, and that's how I got to find out about it, like most of America, I guess. So here we are, tragic situation. Turn on the light here. See if that's better for you. So yeah, here we fucking are, and yeah. So now we have to talk about it. So yeah, when are we going to say that enough is enough? Yeah, basta. Enough. Right? Because this happens way too often in our country. And, so yeah, I know some of you fight fans are probably, for the Second Amendment. That's great. Second Amendment. We do have to protect ourselves. And there was a time when I also thought, okay, yeah, the government might, infringe upon all of us. And, those of us that are better protected will be better prepared, etc. The problem with that is, how many more rights do you need? How many more rights do gun owners need when people don't feel safe anywhere they go now? You don't feel safe in a movie theater. You don't feel safe, at school. You don't feel safe in a Walmart. You don't feel safe out and about in Las Vegas. We can just keep listing them off, and so yeah, even you can still support the Second Amendment, but say, we gotta have at least background checks, and there's still more we can do. I don't know if we officially banned bump stocks. We were going to after last time, and so we should be banning bump stocks. There's no reason to allow a loophole for that. That a machine gun can have, this extra capacity that normally would only be needed in combat. That's the other thing. It's also which type of guns, they are, and I'm sorry of those that you that say that it's infringing on rights, but no, science reflects this, and case studies. Countries across the world reflect this. When you have better gun laws, then you have much less gun deaths. We have in Japan eight deaths. I think it was the most in 1 year. And I know that's a very small country in comparison, but Australia, they're a huge country. They're their own continent, and granted, they still don't have our population. But once they enacted their gun laws, things were very different, and they saw in the 90s after one of their mass shootings, they just ended it, and they saw a dramatic drop in gun deaths. And Canada, Canada as well. Canada is the most like us economically and culturally, and they love their guns. They hunt, those in Calgary and those rural places. They can hunt moose, and that's a big old thing. I'd love to hunt moose one day, if I wasn't so if I knew that their population was okay, and but yeah, they hunt moose, they hunt deer, they hunt all these other animals, and they have gun shows, and they love their guns. But they also enacted all these gun safety measures, and they have significantly less gun deaths than we do, and almost really it's very, very rare over there. And like, you don't believe me, look it up on the internet, watch Bowling for Columbine, delves into this, and yeah, that's basically that. So, even if you support gun ownership, there is a sensible way to do it. And some states, have been doing this for a long time, like here in Massachusetts. But yeah, we really don't need this. So, and it's not about gun rights. It's about all of our safety. Do you really want even if you're all for the Second Amendment, do you really want to worry about if your kids are safe at a shopping mall, at a Walmart, at a movie theater, on the Strip in Vegas? No, you don't want to have to worry about that, especially in school. So you want to have to worry about that. So I would say no, you don't. And yeah, there's the whole idea of arming teachers or having armed security guards. That's not going to actually solve the problem. The Stoneman Douglas High School, that started the most recent conversation before these two shootings on Saturday. That high school had an armed security guard. You could say that he was negligent, not doing what he was supposed to be doing, but it had an armed security guard, and it didn't stop 17 students from being murdered. So, one thing I also shared a meme, yesterday. If a Walmart full of Texans won't stop a mass shooting, then neither will you. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So it needs top-down action. It needs congressional action. I agree that most things actually come bottom up, but most of us have been asking for these reforms forever, and I can only hope that we finally do something about this. I can only hope so. Because this is getting super ridiculous, and yeah, you might have pride in your country and just believe that we're the best because of these things we've been able to accomplish. But do you want to also have the shame of being in a country where more and more people are just mowed down, innocent people mowed down in the streets, in movie theaters, in schools, innocent children? No, I don't think you want that. And if we were, if we were at that level of greatness that you believe we are, then we wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have that. We wouldn't. We'd lose enough of our citizens in war, and from diseases, and all this other stuff. We don't need to also lose our citizens by the hands of other people that are in our country. And so that's what it boils down to. And yeah, so we try not to be political, but I can't not be political right now with this, because whether you want to believe it or not, this is a political problem. This is not going to go away unless again there's congressional action, and maybe hopefully now we can do it. We always say that, okay, this will be the one. Sandy Hook, this will be the one. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. There was a lot of mobilization and a lot of action, and again, maybe we banned bump stocks, but we need so much more. And so again, maybe this will be the one, but it's like, how much more does it take? How much more does it take? How many lives have to be lost before we do something about this. So, that's where we're at, and it's a sad state of affairs. But if this is one of the things that other countries rightfully look down on us for. If I was from Europe, and and I heard about how many mass shootings every day, every month, every year that America has to contend with, and how sometimes they don't even get their own news cycle because another one happens right away. I mean, this is the perfect illustration of that. We had two in one day. I'm hopeful that this will wake people up, but I also know the reality. But we've got to wake up. We have got to wake up, and write your Congress people, write your senators, say that we need common sense gun reform. We need stricter gun laws across the country, and we need them now. If you want to engage in fighting, if you want to engage in high-speed racing, if you want to engage in these things, that's your choice. But here we're talking about innocent people dying for something they had nothing to do with, for the hatred, basically, usually the hatred of others. So we have to end this. We have to end this now. So that's that. And that's what I say. Get involved, and tell your representatives they're supposed to work for us, and enough is enough. And we need to be a safer country. So that's that. And a lot to digest in just this one news story of World Outside the Ring today. But hopefully, it'll spur you, it'll spur your neighbors, it'll spur us all into action, and we'll find, we'll get to a better world because of it. All right, goodbye for now. Thanks.